So you're down bad, you're in desperate need of some cash. What do? You go to YouTube and search, how do I make money online? Of course, you get bombarded by terrible advice like doing surveys where you end up making $1 an hour, super sketchy websites where you end up getting a bunch of viruses, and of course the best one is $1997 courses on Shopify or Amazon FBA that promise you'll make $10,000 a month within 30 days. Now, I was in this exact position, and I had a terrible experience actually figuring out how to make money online. I tried a bunch of stuff that was terrible. I found a few things that actually work, so I'm going to talk about those few things that actually work. On top of that, I did an analysis where I scraped data from a bunch of different self-reporting websites where people talk about the apps that actually work, the ones where they actually make money, and in this particular case, ones where you can actually make money within a day. So, in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about 10 websites or online jobs where you can actually get paid within 24 hours. I'm also going to give all of them a score from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, of course. I'll be talking about important things like whether or not you're actually learning valuable skills, how hard or easy it is to get into it, etc. But anyways, gently tap that like button if you appreciate super valuable videos like this, and let's jump into it right now. Alright, so first one on the list is going to be Gigwalk. This is one that I did see popping up over and over again when I looked at different subreddits such as Beer Money. Now, essentially what you're going to do here is little micro gigs such as going to a store and taking a photo of the storefront, taking a photo of a product within a store, or maybe even reviewing the product using a photo or a video. This one is especially good if you are in an area where there's a bunch of storefront property around you. If you're in an area that's really far away from all the major malls and stores, it's probably not going to be the best for you. But if you happen to be in an area that has a bunch of stores around you, this can be pretty good, and it can be really easy extra money. There are tons of people in the Beer Money subreddit that reported they were able to make like $25, for instance, for a task that probably only took them like 15 to 30 minutes. This can be a really good way to make extra money right off the bat, especially if you live by other stores. Now, is this something that you're going to be able to consistently make an income from? Probably not. It's also not something you can make a full-time income from. For that reason, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. I will say this is one where if you combine it with a bunch of other apps that are similar to it, you can make a full-time income if you put all of them together. That's why I included it on the list. There are a bunch of other apps that do this same thing, but they don't necessarily pay you out within 24 hours. This one does, and that is another reason why I included it. The next one on the list is one that you might already have installed on your phone right now. I know I do, and that is Ibotta. You have probably seen Ibotta advertised a million times on the internet, and it truly is a passive way for you to make extra money. You literally just install it on your phone, and whenever you buy stuff that you would have bought anyways, there's a good chance that Ibotta will have it. You just use Ibotta, and you make extra money passively. It literally just gives you cash back on everyday purchases. So not only can you make extra money doing it, but in some cases you can also find discounts. This is basically a super cheap, easy way to sort of coupon. Couponing is essentially where you look for coupons and you end up saving a bunch of money by doing that. But if you're not careful, you'll actually end up spending more money than you would have saved. So I'm not a huge fan of couponing. However, Ibotta is actually a pretty good app to use, and there's literally countless posts on Beer Money and other forums across the internet of people who have actually saved money by using this. For instance, this person made $278 in a year using Ibotta. This person cashed out about $23 last month. This person used Ibotta for about 5 years and they earned $4,000. This person used it for 1 year and they earned $400. So yeah, Ibotta overall has super good reviews. Lots of people earn money and save money by using it. The reason I included this one on the list is there's a lot of people who probably have it on their phone already, and they might have even made money on there. If you ever get into a situation where you need a little bit of extra money, you can actually just withdraw from Ibotta, and they do pay you within 24 hours. But the reason I can't give this one a high score is because a lot of people on this list are probably looking for something that they need to make money with right now. So if you don't have Ibotta installed already, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that. I'll give this one a 3 out of 10 money score. The next one on the list is one that you can make money with right away. It's also one of my favorite on the entire list, and this is one where you can literally make over $100,000 a year, and I'm going to show you guys proof. That is going to be TaskRabbit. Now, TaskRabbit is one that I have used myself. I absolutely love it. For instance, the last time I moved, I hired somebody on TaskRabbit. I paid them about $35 an hour plus tips, plus they got a bunch of free stuff that they probably sold afterwards, plus I gave them gas money, plus I ended up giving them free lunch. So it was awesome for them, and it was also awesome for me because I would have had to hire a fully fledged moving company. Typically, moving companies are going to cost you a ton of money because they make you rent the truck for the entire day, and they'll typically make you hire 2 people. So there are usually minimums, and the minimum is going to be somewhere between $500 to $1,000 just to hire the moving company. Whereas the truth is, I didn't have all that much stuff to move. I only had to hire the guy for half of the day in order to get the job done. I didn't need all that other fancy stuff that the moving companies require you to have. This one saved me a ton of time, effort, and money. If you look on forums across the internet, such as the Beer Money subreddit, you're going to see tons of people reporting that they made a bunch of money with TaskRabbit. For instance, this guy 7 months ago said that last year he made $109,000 using TaskRabbit. He says that he charges about $64 for moving, $65 for heavy lifting, and $55 for furniture assembly. TaskRabbit is great because you can do all kinds of random little tasks like that and make really good money. This is one where you can start making money right away. You can even make it a full-time job, and you could even build a clientele base and start your own business using TaskRabbit. This is the best one on the entire list, in my opinion. It does require physical labor, so unfortunately, if you're not able to do physical labor, this probably isn't going to be the best choice for you. But with that being said, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Next on the list is going to be Premise. This is another one where you can do micro tasks, and typically they are going to be in your area. This can be especially good, again, if you live in an area with a lot of stores, and especially if you live in an area that's a little more high income. This is another one where you're not going to be able to make a full-time income, but a lot of the time there will be tasks in your area. The reason that it's called Premise is because you actually have to go to a place, right? You have to go to the premises. So they might have you go to a store, review a product, and then answer a survey about the product. Again, there are a bunch of reviews from people who have actually used this to make a little bit of extra money. This is another one where you can actually get paid out within 24 hours, which is relatively rare for these types of apps. Overall, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10 money score. Next on the list is going to be Course Hero. Basically, what this is a micro tutoring site. So if you're somebody who's already tutoring, like if you're in college, for instance, this might be one for you to look into. Essentially, what you do is you answer questions that people have about their homework assignments. This is especially good if you are proficient in a subject that a lot of people struggle with. For instance, let's say you're really good at organic chemistry. People post organic chemistry questions and you answer those for them. You get points and you can redeem those points for money. This used to be especially good a few years ago and can still be good with certain subjects, but there's a big problem. People from the Philippines and India can answer these questions just as well as people from the United States or other first world English-speaking countries. However, because of their lower cost of living, they can do it much more affordably. So if you're someone watching this from the Philippines, India, etc., and you speak really good English, this could be a good option for you. Unfortunately, for those in the United States, it's not as good of an option unless you're focusing on very specific subjects. For that reason, I will give this one a 3 out of 10. Next on the list is going to be PapaPal. This is another platform where you can do micro tasks and run small errands for people. This one is especially good for running small errands. For instance, there might be an older person who needs you to grab their dry cleaning. They might not be able to carry the heavy weight, and it's only a 15-minute task, but you can get paid relatively well for it. You'd basically go grab their dry cleaning, bring it to their apartment, and get paid through the app. What differentiates this one from other micro task apps is that it encourages you to establish a community relationship with people in your vicinity. They incentivize this by giving you bonuses for helping people more than once. This is another one where you're not going to earn a full-time income, and you're probably not going to be doing tasks all the time. However, if you have it on your phone and keep notifications on, tasks will pop up and you can make money from this. You can also make money within 24 hours, and many people report actually making money from it. I'll give this one a 4 out of 10. Snapwire is next on the list, and this is for both amateur and professional photographers. You can upload your photos to the internet, and people can buy those photos for use in either paid products or social media content. You might think you have to be a professional to get people to buy your photos, photos, but a lot of the time, people are looking for a more amateur look because it's more relatable. Companies often post contests on Snapwire, such as needing amateur photography or videography of someone walking through the park with their significant other. You can upload that on Snapwire, and if you win the contest, you'll get paid even more. This is a great way to get paid to do something you probably already love, like taking photos. You can get paid out within 24 hours, so this one gets a 6 out of 10. Next on the list is going to be Uber. I know a lot of people talk negatively about Uber and other ride-sharing apps, but realistically, this is a phenomenal way to make a full-time income if you're between jobs or can't find one. There are probably millions of people out there making full-time incomes from ride-sharing apps. This is probably not something you want to do for the rest of your life, but it's a great way to make money while looking for something better. All you need to make money from this is a car. There are countless examples of people making really good money with Uber, especially on nights with events or holidays. For example, someone made $347 in a night, another made $600 in 6 hours, and someone else made $740 in just one night. So, despite the criticism, if you need money right away, it's one of the best options available. Of course, there's also Lyft and other ride-sharing apps, but I'll give Uber a 9 out of 10 money score. Next, we're going to talk about another common one, which is food delivery apps. There are many food delivery apps out there, but we'll focus on DoorDash. This one is best if you have a motorcycle or a moped. You can do it with a bicycle, but people might get upset if it takes extra time. Like Uber, you set your own hours, and you can do it part-time or full-time if needed. Many people report making money using DoorDash, so I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. The next one on the list is similar, but not quite as good as DoorDash, and that is Grubhub. Often, because you might not get gigs all the time, people use multiple apps. Grubhub is another food delivery platform that usually isn't as good as DoorDash, but you can use both to supplement a full-time income, depending on your area and how busy it is. I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. If you're someone who needs to make money right away, some really good options are Uber, food delivery apps, and TaskRabbit. However, if you have a little extra time or are already making money with Uber, you should look for a high-income skill. Learn that skill, and then get an entry-level job in it. There's a free way to do this by auditing super high-demand jobs through Google Professional Certificates. Big companies like Google, Facebook, and IBM identified certain skills and careers that have a massive supply and demand imbalance. They created certificates to teach these skills, which they themselves needed. Tons of companies need these skills, and you can audit these certificates for free. If you choose to get the certificate, which has many benefits, it only costs $39 a month. This is a good way to dip your toe into different valuable skill sets. When you find one that's good for you, get the certificate, and it will give you a great chance of landing a job. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out my other video, 10 no-interview remote jobs that are always hiring.